Most producers don't quit because they don't know how to make a melody. They quit because after making the melody, they have no idea what comes next. So in this video, we're going to learn how to determine what to build next after making your melody. So we're going to head into FL Studio. Now that we're in FL Studio, we need to make a blank project. Obviously, I was making a beat before, so we go in the top left corner, press file, then we click new from template, and then press empty, and this will make an empty pattern for us. So now that we have a blank project, we can go up here in the channel rack. You can click F6 or this button up here, and then we need to add an instrument. This is where we add a new channel. So I like to use Flex. It has many free plugins and it comes with FL when you buy it. So my favorite piano to go to is Essential Pianos and Steinway D, and that's what we're going to be using to build our melody. So I'm going to change the BPM down because this is usually what I like to go to when I make my own beats for myself. So we're going to start out with a minor chord, and if you don't know how to do that, I have a video in the top right corner. And then I'm going to bring this down an octave. Okay, so now that we have our melody established, we need to make some changes in our pattern. So in the second bar, I usually add movement. So here we can probably just change that. Okay, and then we're just gonna take this again, since I did add more, paste it back over. Okay, so now we need to change our second bar. So we're just adding some different rhythm to it so it doesn't sound the same as the first one. And then maybe the bottom part of this chord, bring it down. This is just creating a basic emotion with our melody. The next thing I want to do is go into our drums just to get it sounding fuller. Okay, and then all I did was just make a note behind the clap and then lowered the velocity so it sounds like it's in the background. And then now I'm just going to press Alt and R, and then this will bring up our randomizer. And then I just want to change some of the panning on it so it hits differently in the ears, and then we can bring our velocity and then press the seed button to just kind of randomize it. So and then you can also do that with the claps as well. If you want to add some panning with the claps and then change the velocity with those two, and as well as the pitch on the clap. I wouldn't do that with like your instruments because it sounds wacky. And then the first thing we want to do to immediately make the sound better is just change the instrument so we're not just using the piano over and over. And then the next thing I want to do is we're going to add in an 808 and see how it sounds. And then if you want to enable the notes on the piano roll, like you can see these ghost notes here, go to view and then go all the way down to ghost channels and then make sure that's highlighted and you'll have those ghost notes. So the next thing I'm adding in is hi-hats. And then an easy way to just duplicate these and get them across their pattern, all you want to do is press Control B, Shift arrow, and then the Shift button and the right arrow, and then you can easily duplicate your pattern. There you go. And then Alt R, and then we're just gonna add some panning, maybe change the velocity a bit, and then you can also change the pitch on these as well, so they don't all hit the same. Alright, so now we just want to copy this by Control C, and then we want to add in another instrument for our counter melody. So as soon as I find the right one that sounds right, also make sure you mute this. If you want to just like isolate the sound, you can also turn these off as well, just so you can hear it, and then enter your piano roll and then paste it in there, and we'll see how it sounds. So I found some notes that I liked, and then now I'm just gonna copy this pattern and then change up the shape. So we can make this one start at the top and then move down from there. So boom, 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 boom. And then I want to bring this one down, and then that one can stay there. Cool. Boom. And then I like my counter melodies to like sit up. So I actually want to change this, and then so once everything does start to sound good, or does sound good enough to where you want to start laying it out, all you have to do is go to the pattern, you want to right click and press split by channel. So now here's where our beat structuring comes in. So the first thing I start out with is an intro. So if you guys are struggling with making your own beats or have problems with anything specific during them, I'm helping 3 producers for completely free. I call it the 24-hour beat breakdown. So in 24 hours, I'll tell you what's wrong with your beat and what's missing and how we can fix that. So if you want help with your beats, go ahead and click the link in the description or in my bio, and back to the video. And then about in the end of the 4th bar, I like to start adding in those hi-hats just to start to give it some rhythm. And then we just want to shorten it down, click and drag, and then maybe even in the intro, we just add that double clap halfway through, just the double clap. Maybe it goes there. Yeah. And then we're gonna just add a drop by taking this back one, and then we'll add literally everything back in. Maybe not even our counter melody yet. then this does seem like a good time to put back in our counter melody at the end. So, boom. Alright, so basically I have my hook here, and then I usually start with the hook, but this could be a verse. So usually in like your hook, you want more excitement. So maybe here, but I think starting out with this gives it a subtle buildup. So that's why I'm doing that. So there's that. And then now we want to give our beat a break. So maybe we can just add our counter melody in. Maybe just our hi-hats. And then maybe we go back into our hook or verse, whatever, right here. And I just want to create an explosion of sound back off of our bridge. So select whatever you want and then Control B, boom, bring it over. You can even play with the BPM. I don't know if this is going to sound good, but that's another thing you can do. Maybe it's just missing speed. I don't think speed was the right choice, so we're just going to bring it back down. So now we need to add some variation. We could just add this back in, which, yeah, we're going to just do that. So select it, Control B, and then put it back in. And now we're just going to create an automation clip. So I'm going to create a cool effect over this part of the sound. So we're just going to select it, and then we're going to go to our master channel, and then we're going to add a Fruity Love filter. And then I'm going to press phaser, boom. And then we want to drag the mix level all the way down, and then right click it, and then press Init Song with this position. And then we want to create an automation clip. So now with that automation clip, we can simply, we're just going to shift and right click. And then we want to do that with the other side as well. So shift and right click, and then bring this down, and then drag this one over. Then bring this one down and drag this over. Now you can also play with what effects you want. So I think here it should be at 0. Yep. Okay, cool. So you can just play with what filters you want over it. So and then this also gives you the choices to like play with the LFO. You could turn this up to make it go more. And then if you only wanted that to go over one instrument, you could totally put that on like a separate insert, and then use this channel rack over here to target it, and then put the Fruity Love filter in a slot here and do the same effects on it. So that's another way you could do it. But that's pretty much that. And then now we can just add our bridge back in, and then go back into this, and then we go out, and then we can just add back in this one. And then we can even make the bridge more unique by just pressing left click on this little pattern or the piano roll looking thing right there, and then press make unique, and then click it again, edit pattern, and then I'm just gonna control B this, but I'm just gonna bring everything back to there. Oop. I just want you to go over, so double time. And then maybe we can even pitch it up, probably. Probably not. There. There we go. So, and then maybe we just bring back in the regular hi-hats here. So, and there we go. Okay. And then I just had an idea. So this is the good thing about making beats, because sometimes you just have ideas and then they just pop into your head randomly. So and yeah. Control B, and then just to edit the velocity on these ones, we can Alt and R, and then this will just give us our velocity on these, and then change off the bipolar since we don't want it to be that random, but we want to bring these down. So I hope this helps you understand where to go next with your beats and how to structure them. I hope you guys learned something from this video today, and if you did like the video, go ahead and press the like button. Otherwise, I need you guys to keep commenting your producer struggles in the comment section so I have more tutorials to make. And if you would like one-on-one help, I have what I call a 24-hour beat breakdown where I help you break down your beats, and anything specific that you would like help with, you can leave that in the form. And to fill that out, all you got to do is click the link in the description or in my bio. And thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.